Welcome back to New Rockstars, I'm Erik Voss, and Avengers Endgame is one way we've been able to assemble these days. Comicbook.com hosted Twitter watch parties for Endgame and Infinity War with the filmmakers. We broke down their highlights from Infinity War. Now, let us review Endgame's deleted scenes, cameos, and insane reinterpretations that we just learned about with another tweet down. Okay, in the opening scene, the Russos pointed out that Joe Russo's daughter Ava plays Hawkeye's daughter Lila. These dudes fill their movies with family cameos, and they revealed previously unknown cameos by Joe Russo's son and his daughter's boyfriend, at the San Francisco Memorial. And of course, Hulk's fans are Joe's daughter Leah, Anthony's son Julian, and the Russos' nephew Augie. Contrary to belief, Julian Russo is not the same relative as the museum kid who stared at Cap and Winter Soldier. You can tell by the direct eye contact. Ugh. Next, Okoye's cryptic line.
Nat. It's an earthquake under the ocean. We handle it by not handling it.
Many have believed this could be a nod to Namor, and the writers seem to confirm that theory, saying, sometimes you plant seeds, sometimes they grow. And you all mocked me for reading too much into Elizabeth Olsen's gardening metaphors. There's a cameo by Ken Jeong, one of the Russos' recurring nods to their work on the sitcom Community, along with Yvette Nicole Brown later in this movie. They confirmed that the book he's reading is J.G. Ballard's Terminal Beach, a collection of apocalyptic short stories, one titled Endgame. Now the writers say they structured Cap, Nat, and Scott to go to Tony before Banner in order to give Tony time to refuse the call to adventure, which is a critical story beat for the hero. Tony needed a moment to find Peter Parker's photo, which was behind a photo of his dad, by the way, and then discover time travel on his own in his man cave. The Russos revealed that the location of Tony's lake house is actually only a few hundred yards away from the location they used for the Battle of Wakanda. The writers confirmed a deleted alternate version of Smart Hulk's intro with a cameo by Reginald VelJohnson overseeing a Nakatomi Tower type crisis. Check out our video breaking that down. And the writers confirmed that there were several alternate versions of the Time Heist. The original draft didn't even revisit the Battle of New York. Originally, Wanda wasn't gonna dust, and they mentioned that she was gonna go on a road trip with Rocket. Fun! They've actually mentioned this road trip alternate version a couple times before. It was gonna go from the Triskelion to the Sanctum Sanctorum. There was also an alternate Asgard sequence where Tony Stark would have fought Heimdall while wearing an invisible stealth suit. That will live on in my headcanon. There was also an alternate version of Morag that would have shown the planet while it was still covered by ocean water with a battle with a sea monster. Instead, they reshot Peter Quill's dance from Guardians Volume 1. The Russos confirmed that Chris Pratt remembered all of his moves. Now, the writers tried to clarify why Natasha and Clint carpooled with Rhodey and Nebula, dropping them off on Morag first, instead of the two groups separately time jumping directly to their planets, Morag and Vormir. Their answer wasn't that clear, but basically, the original sequence had Thanos catching up to Clint and Natasha on Vormir. We actually broke down that deleted scene. So they needed to delay Clint and Natasha, giving time for 2014 Thanos to find good Nebula and then catch up on Vormir. But when the Vormir scene was changed, it left this plot hole. In Simpsons terms, this is called a magic xylophone.
I mean, what are we, to believe that this is some sort of, magic xylophone or something?
Look, folks, screenwriting structure is a fascinating skill to learn to appreciate films in a whole new way, and it's one of the many things you can take a class on with Skillshare. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. Skillshare offers classes designed for real life. You can learn and grow with short classes that fit any schedule. Maybe you're feeling extra anxious right now. Skillshare lets you explore classes that may help you express what you're feeling through creative self-discovery. Taking a creative writing or painting or Photoshop class can help you break up the routine of a day spent indoors. They have classes and topics that new Rockstars fans will enjoy, like animation, film, video, music production. A class I've been meaning to check out is Teach Yourself to Draw Anything, a step-by-step process, taught by Aiden Ayub. The class focuses on building a routine of drawing so that you can improve your skills over time. My skills need some work. If I'm ever gonna get that self-published Animorphs comic off the ground, I gotta learn how to draw. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning. There are no ads, and they're always launching new premium classes so that you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. And the first 1,000 my subscribers to click the link in the description below will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership so that you can explore your creativity. Okay, the writers have also pointed out that Thanos' discovery of the Time Heist was really the structural midpoint point of this movie's script. That's why he's so pleased to see his future self decapitated, because Thanos understands his destiny, and the tables have turned. The amazing Cap versus Cap fight was Marvel stuntman Sam Hargrave, who just directed Chris Hemsworth in the movie Extraction, versus his brother Daniel. Also cameoing in this section was ESPN's Matthew Berry as a SHIELD agent in the lobby, and the Russos cut a really cool shot that would have shown past and future Tony in the same frame together. So cool. Writer Christopher Markus revealed that he cameoed as a SHIELD agent at Fort Lehigh in 1970, and the Russos joked that Hulk's angry bench toss hit Frank Castle on the other side, setting up a headcanon Punisher vengeance against Hulk. So when Hulk snaps everyone back, we never see what he saw in the Soul Realm, like we saw with the other people who snapped. The writers considered a dialogue between the Banner and the Hulk identities. They also considered Banner meeting Natasha in the Soul Realm, but these, along with a Natasha funeral sequence, slowed down the movie too much and were cut. Thanos returns from the past. The writers confirmed that the Black Order was smart enough to reverse engineer the one Pym particle vial that they had, explaining how all of them were able to time travel to the present. And they explained that this Thanos was a reversal back to the armored warlord that was in the opening minutes of Infinity War. The two movies have gone full circle. During this watch party, the writers also said some weird stuff that I don't know if we should consider canon. For example, they say that Cap was not yet worthy of Mjolnir in Age of Ultron, even though most other Marvel authorities say Cap was always worthy and was just sparing Thor's feelings in that moment. The writers also suggest that old Cap might have been present at Peggy Carter's funeral in Civil War, which is another example of the writers continuing to refute their own timeline logic and refuting the Russos, who interpret that Cap's new history took place in a separate timeline. We have made probably a dozen videos explaining this. Don't at me, just watch one of those. So these statements, along with their practice gauntlet explanation for Infinity War, I guess that's what we get for asking writers too much about their magic xylophones.
What the hell are you talking about?
The Russos revealed the quiet Cap versus Thanos standoff was cinematography based on Sergio Leone's chilling Once Upon a Time in the West. Charles Bronson's tight-lipped harmonica gunslinger avenging Henry Fonda might have been an inspiration for Cap whispering "Assemble."
Assemble.
They also revealed that during this battle, Fortnite's Donald Mustard cameoed as a sorcerer, probably to thank him for that Fortnite appearance earlier. And when Cap says goodbye, the writers hinted that Bucky knew that Steve was gonna come back, suggesting a prior chat between the two when Steve might have cleared it with Bucky to give Sam the shield later. The writers also explained that Sam deserves the shield because he better exemplifies Cap's idealism. Now, as to why Cap's weird return mission was left off screen, Cap's Red Skull reunion on Vormir would have screwed up the pacing, and seeing the Cap return the ether to Jane Foster would have just been too awkward for these closing minutes. And one final detail, though not visible in the final shot of Peggy Carter's house, sitting on her chair was her iconic red hat from the Agent Carter series. Folks, new Rockstars is in the middle of our own Infinity Saga rewatch, and our in-depth visual analyses of Infinity War and Endgame are in the weeks ahead, so join our watch-alongs on Discord by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Erik Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe for breakdowns of everything Marvel. Thanks for watching, bye.